chasing that multi-ball magic, the stories that it tells. From the classic wooden cabinets to the digital spells, every play's a new adventure, breaks you from your shells. Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid, yeah, the show's about to start. Talking pixels, flippers, and the tech that stole our heart. From the joystick to the headset, come on and play your part. Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid, a brand new world to charge. Now we're strapping on the goggles, worlds are virtual and bright. Stepping into new dimensions, bathed in neon light. The future's here, it's crystal clear, and everything feels right. Connecting past and present.
Welcome to Hangin' Out. Let's do this.
The night.
Hey, there we are.
Hey, it's Sunday again. Holy mackerel.
It seems like there's one every week anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what's coming to us.
I don't know what's happening.
It's Palm Sunday. Not Palm Derek, but Palm Sunday. Next week will be the big Easter show.
Oh, that's
Huge.
right.
Yeah,
That's
huge plans for that, right? And we were
Huge
talking-
plans for the big Easter show. Yeah. You could tell by the way I was like, oh wait, yeah, it is Easter next week. For me,
Bart's gonna hide Easter eggs all behind him there, and you guys got to find them during the show next week.
that's right. Yeah. For me, Easter's the day after when you can go get candy for sale. You go to the Dollar General and it's marked down already. But yeah, all right. So how's it going, Poe? How's it going?
Good. Had the weekend off, but of course had to do busy, responsible things yesterday. That's no fun for anyone.
Yeah.
I did get my video done though for the unboxing of the micro, so at least that's up. That's been
I watched that
footage.
today. I watched it after work, but before this. But of course, I watched it on the TV, so I couldn't leave a comment yet. I'll try to remember. But yeah, it's I forget what I was going to say. You said something, and it made me think of something, and then we got off on your video. But yeah, how's it? How's the weather up there now? Is it still bouncing around, or have you stabilized?
Yeah, we were pretty cold yesterday, and today now it's in the 60s right now. So 69 inside here right now. But
Nice.
you might be able to catch it. If you're listening, the neighbor kid has his buddies over, and the other neighbors' toddlers or their grandkids are out riding down the road in their Power Wheels and stuff. So it's pretty active today.
I got down to 80 in here right now. I
Nice.
have the air conditioner running. I don't know if you can hear it, but when I got home from work, came out here, turned on the air, it was 90 in here. Usually, though, it had been the last 2 or 3 weeks on those hot days. I come in here and it just says high because it doesn't have 3 digits. So if it gets above 99, it just says high. But let's run through quickly the chat here just to see who was here. Michael was here first, Retro Gamer 1977.
Hey,
So
Mike.
right there. Then Pierre was here. Phil was next on the list.
Phil.
Let's see. And Polo was the next one here.
Hello.
And then this chick showed up. Kelly's
Kelly?
here. Derek, hey. There's
Hey,
Derek.
hey.
Shutdown, Operation Shutdown was next.
Operation
Welcome. Let's see, everyone's saying hello. Derek's making fun of us for not being 10 minutes late. We were only 5 minutes late. Let's see. I saw someone else. There's some new. Oh, here we go. Crypto Coffee.
Hey, Crypto.
I don't want to skip. There's a couple that aren't just high. Polo says, I had a pretty good game at Spooky. So thanks, Polo. Poe got a new toy. Yes, he did. Kelly says 15 shows already. Wow. Crazy. Good vid Poe after he already unboxed his. Yeah. Let's see. Salvatore's here.
Hey, Salvatore.
I'm guessing when you said it, the temperature was 69. Crypto Coffee says your mom's favorite number. All right, Mike's Gaming Gala is here, but he's going to go eat some dinner. Thanks for letting us know and stopping in. Joker's here.
Hey, Joker.
Let's see. We got people saying hello. Michael said he's going to go get dinner also. It must be the Mike dinner hour. And Torque is here. So there we go. We are all caught up. I think I got everyone who said something other than people saying hello to each other. So thanks for the comments. Yeah, our weather here has been kind of roller coaster-ish. We went from those 90s down. It was 99, whatever day that was, and the next day it topped out here at 62 for the high. So 30 degree, more than 30 degrees, 37 degrees cooler. And then it was mid 70s, and then yesterday it got to like 81, and today it got up to like 86. So it's creeping back up to where I don't want it. But it still gets nice and cool at night. That's what I like. I can handle 90 degrees in the day if it gets down around 50 at night, so you can still open up the house and cool off. And it's in a couple months when I'm running the air conditioner overnight. I really hate that. That sucks. But yeah, people are asking Mike what's for dinner. It's goodbye pie, because he said he's already gone. He's going to eat. He can't answer your questions right now. Poe's asking Kelly what's for dinner. We didn't eat yet. We had a late lunch. I was telling Poe, while we were waiting to come in on the show and start the show so we'd be fashionably late, I told Poe that we didn't eat yet. I did quick make a cheese sandwich real quick, just so I wouldn't be tummy growling while I was watching some YouTube. And I got my cherry Pepsi. Those jerks over at the Dollar General. On Saturday, we always stop at the Dollar General when we leave work, and we'll get our pizza that we normally eat on Sunday night. And about every third week, I'll have to get a bag of dog food for the dogs. And Dollar General, you'll get those $5 off, $25 purchase on Saturdays only. So that's why we go on Saturday. We had so many of them in the console of the truck. I grabbed the wrong one, so I couldn't get my $5 off. And then the sodas weren't on sale. And I told Kelly, I said, watch, they're going to go on sale tomorrow, being today. And sure enough, they were $8.75 a 12-pack yesterday, and today they're 3 for $15. And then you do the digital coupon. I got them 3 for $13. But I'm like, the guy that works there, when we left on yesterday, I said, all right, we'll see you next week. And then I walked in today. I said, yeah, next week came fast because you didn't put the sodas on sale till today. And he just laughed. He said, yeah, I knew I'd get you back in here. Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. But anyway, so, yeah, we went ahead and got the big McDonald's. Now McDonald's, they did a bait, they pulled the rug out on me the other day. We went and got McDonald's for lunch, and then they had advertisements for this Shamrock Shake still on the posters and stuff, and they didn't have them. They're like, nope, we ended that. I'm like, come on, now you got a poster right there. And so I don't know. I told Kelly she could lick the poster, taste the same, but then I had to stop her because it was embarrassing. It did say that that's right, Kelly. The coupon I got did say the 28th, but because February and March have the same days, it was February 28th, not March. I'm like, son of a. I probably should have scanned it anyway because it might have worked. They probably have the same codes. Yeah.
Yeah, or they could have faked it for you anyway.
Right. I've had that where they'll pull one out from behind the register. And
Right.
We just use that. And then I found out a trick. I don't know if it still works. You know how on your McDonald's receipt, sometimes they'll have that thing on the back and you're supposed to go online and do a survey and then they give you a code. Someone that worked at McDonald's said, just write any 6-digit number in there. They don't check it. You just give them the thing and then they give you the free whatever. You can just make it up. He said, we don't enter it into the computer, into the register or anything. There's just a button that pushes promo cheeseburger or whatever.
Nice.
He said, just write a number in there. They don't care. They don't know. I was like, shoot, but I never had the balls to do it because I figured that's when they would start doing that.
Yeah, the McPolice would be there waiting for you.
That's right. Which combo did you get? I got the cheap one, the $5 combo that gets you a chicken sandwich, 4 nuggets, a small fry, and a small Coke. I got that one because I'm cheap. Kelly and I can each get one of those meals for the same price as that one of those new burgers.
Right.
It's about the same price. Yeah. Can't wait to see Mike's Gaming Gala freshly bald head. Did Mike shave today? What's
the picture that I showed you of a bunch of us hanging out? I shared that in a post on my page, and Mike jumped in there. He was pissed that he's bald again. Anytime I make an image of him, he shows up bald. So.
Oh, I see. I didn't even notice that when I looked at the picture. I didn't even notice to put him bald. I have the opposite problem. Whenever I try to tell, if I use a real picture of me and tell AI to make it into a cartoon character, it'll put the hairline like the traditional bald guy. And I'm like, well, I don't really, I mean, I do. If I were to let it grow out, that's what I would look like for the most part, except for a little patch of hair right here too. But I always figured if I ever was to let my hair grow out, I would shave that little patch and just get, so it just looks like the normal bald. Yeah. That sounds like code for something, crypto. So I got my smartass shirt on because I thought that would be appropriate for tonight's show. So you did your unboxing video. Now you have another video for the plunger, right?
Yeah, I have the footage for it. I just got to do the voiceover for it. So I was going to do that this afternoon, but then I didn't get a chance to. So but that's it. I just needed to do the voiceover and then get it uploaded.
Nice. Casey's here. Thought it was just Poe tonight because I made that joke on the Discord that I'll try to watch the show. Fix Mike, says Phil. You can polish a turd, but it's still a turd. Yeah.
I had the hardest time with that thing because I kept trying to add Casey and Derek and Megan on there as well. And it would get rid of everybody else that I put in there. And I'm like, no, keep everything the same, but add these people, and it just wouldn't do it. It would add 2 of somebody, you know.
Right. Pretty soon you end up typing cuss words at the AI. Listen, you dumb mother. Yeah. Hey, Papa Brad is here.
Hey.
Says good at games video, Poe. RTX
thank you.
is here. Hey, how's it going, RTX? Good to see you.
Yeah, I started watching his stuff too.
I know. I just discovered his channel. I say I discovered his channel, but he left a comment on my video. And then I said, who's this guy? And awesome channel. And then I think, correct me if I'm wrong, RTX, because I did not see your live stream. Is it on Wednesday night? I think it goes on Wednesday night, like right after Greg and I get done. So that'll give me incentive to get off of our show and watch RTX. But he has an awesome pinball channel. I've been trying to catch back videos. I watched his. I said, well, let's see what his live stream was, and I watched the whole thing on replay, so that was cool. Hey, Megan's here. Sorry I'm late. She's even later than we are. But welcome. It's never too late. I mean, you still got an hour and 48 minutes till we get done at the earliest. Brad says, welcome to the At Games community.
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. I mean, Bart, you already had the talk to shoe stables and things like that. And I was definitely jealous, envious when you played the Grinch there. What was it, a couple years ago?
Yeah.
So that was the first thing that I added on mine. Was that?
Yeah. So RTX Pinball Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, Greg and I go from 7 to 8 Eastern. So that's perfect. I can get done with that and then go right over there. He will be the newest. I slowly, when I find channels that I really like, I add them to the list on my description. And I didn't add RTX yet, but that will be the next one that I'm adding. So it'll be on my list of cool channels to check out. It'll be right under Pierre's channel, which is right under Megan's channel. So you can see how this works, the new channels I discover. But it will be starting on my next videos. It'll be on all of my videos and these live streams, both on my channel and Poe's channel. All those go up. So he has a great channel. I'm so glad that he found my channel somehow. Managed to stroke. I watch him play pinball, and then I watch me play pinball, and I remember how bad I am. But he left me a good comment, so that's good. Yeah, absolutely. Casey got his out, and he was playing with his yesterday. We're not going to tell you what. We're just going to leave it at that. Casey was having flashbacks to when he was a teenager. He got his out, and he was playing with. But no, he got his at games. Pinball Micro, because he was on the show with us and we were talking about it, and he whipped out his phone right there on the show while we were live and ordered it. So that's pretty awesome. He sent me a picture. Bubble Bobble was on there. I said, hey, that's the first game Poe played. Bubble Bobble. Yeah. He got his micro out. You're not helping things, Casey. You're not helping your cause by saying you got out your micro and was playing with it. Yeah. Want to play the Seuss tables also. Bliss says he's got to run. Mike's mom is calling, by the way. Buy one, get one Slurpee sale starts April 1st. Yeah. Give her hell, Phil. Dr. Seuss tables are pretty good, just linear with storytelling. ABC and Grinch are the best. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I had them back when I got the puck that comes with the Legends Gamer Pro. And then I had this TV, the one that's in my cabinet, I had mounted on a swivel so I could turn it to vertical and I would play in the house, but it just took up too much space. So the micro works out perfect. When you live in a tiny house, that's what you need. You need it, And if anyone gives me a hard time that it's a small table, I just take a picture of Kelly playing it, and it looks like those Hercules tables. So.
Yeah, it is convenient. Like I said, I don't have the legs attached yet to mine, but I have it just sitting on a chair in my game room, and I have that chest freezer. So when I'm ready to play, I just take it from that chair, set it up on the freezer, plug it in, and go. So really convenient. I was playing some Spooky the other night, having a great time.
Nice. Yeah, I'm trying to get Casey to play the Spooky table and take a picture of it and put it on our Discord so he can get in on the big tournament, the side tournament. Greg did a normal tournament, which is Attack from Mars, and then he said, let's do a side tournament and do Spooky Deluxe. And I'm trying to get Casey to play that, take a picture of his score. Let's see. Megan says that unboxing setup was awesome. Casey says the micro he was playing with is more fun than the micro Mike plays with. And Clear Black, hey, welcome aboard. There's a French company called Hexa making a Three Musketeers pinball machine. Nice. Yeah. And I saw a short video, I guess. RTX was playing on one of those P3, I think they call them, where it's digital on the bottom half and physical stuff on the top half, and has actual. He got to play on one of those. Said it was a pretty cool system. And I'm a complete idiot because now the table is left my head what table it was, but I know when I saw the theme, I'm like, that's cool, but I can't remember. Maybe he'll put it in the. He'll put it in the chat.
I just saw that sweet Steamboat Willie table that Derek posted in the Discord.
Derek posted that. That was a custom built table for someone.
That's awesome.
Smokestacks work. That's the wheel on the front. Yeah, the Micro is a fun little system. I take mine to work events and family parties. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Intellivision Gamer, Casey says, Robbie and I will play tonight Spooky Deluxe. Yeah, Spooky Deluxe. It comes on the system for free. Or the way I like to look at it, you get 50 tables. If you pay $5 per table, the machine was free. So $250. Oh, that's right. It was Weird Al. It was Weird Al that he was playing. That is cool. Let's see. I'm cool with Three Musketeers, but it feels like a very dead and forgotten story, unfortunately. Yeah, if they make a good table that's fun to play, they can bring stuff like that back. You guys do any PC gaming these days? I put out 5 truck stim videos last week, but other than that, no. I played that. I'm so frustrated with this PC. I don't know what's going on. I played Greg's Attack from Mars on the table here, and right when I finished my game, and then I was going to read off the leaderboard where everyone's sitting, it just shut off. It didn't even blue screen. It just rebooted. So then I had to come back in and shoot a little outro, and I didn't know how much it actually recorded, and it didn't show any of the leaderboard. So I'm like, that sucks. But I don't know what's going on. I can play games that are more demanding for 2 hours, and it works fine. I play something simple, and the pinball wasn't even playing. I was just showing the leaderboard, and it reboots. So I don't know. Megan says the Steamboat Willie was cool.
Yep.
So I have the Legends Ultimate Stick and Mini Stick, both with side buttons for pinball, just no pinball games. I play pinball on Steam with my Atari Fight Stick with side buttons. Nice.
Cool.
Oh, maybe they need a man in there. Mass pinball. Polo's playing that Marvel Heroes, fun and free to play.
Oh, that's cool.
Casey loves PC gaming. When are we playing? I'm waiting now. Casey sent me a friend request on the Quest, and I saw he's already friends with you on the Quest, Poe. And so I'm waiting for Casey to play some walkabout with us.
I hadn't turned mine on a bit, but what was it? I think it was last week. I happened to see that they had, I think it was the Kong tables, like for $2 cheaper or something on the VR.
Oh,
I think that's
nice.
Yeah. So I went ahead. I didn't grab those ones before I grabbed those.
RTX played Rocket League for the first time in over a year on his Legion Go yesterday. Nice. Let me see. Megan's a big PC gamer. Yeah, if you ever have PC issues and can't figure out, yeah, I've done malware checks. I've checked for all kinds of virus checks, malware checks. I did memory checks. I did video card testing, running them through all those tests where it stresses things. Did all the hard drives, tested everything. Everything comes back fine. I cannot find a problem with it. And it just randomly, I can't even figure out a pattern. Like I said, I'll play something that's just stressing the system out, no problem. I'll play something simple, and it reboots. And remember that that one day it kicked me out twice while we were streaming. It just rebooted my system. So, yeah. Let's see. Built new. Yeah. I know. Phil was in the process of building a new computer, so that's cool. He's asking Megan what she plays. Crypto, those at games tables are $30, which is why I haven't got one since I got a ton of them cheaper on Steam. Yeah, so far I'm limiting myself, other than the spooky tables, because that's what got me started with Zaccaria. Other than that pack that has the spooky tables, I am limiting myself to things that are only available on at games. So that makes it easier pill to swallow, because if you can get a Zaccaria table with that platinum pack for $2.35, I don't want to pay $6 for that table, or in a pack of 4 games for $30 or whatever it is. So, and Kelly says, how's your tooth, Pope?
It's not really hurting. So right now I'm still on the antibiotics, so those will be running out soon. Unfortunately, I had to get a referral from my dentist. Got a referral for a place. I called them, and they were going to try to get me in there on Friday, Good Friday at 8:30. But I have a test at the hospital Friday morning, and I also have a scan. That both of those are like way behind their due. I have to get those done. So there was no time for me to go get my consultation there and then shoot up to the hospital 4 towns over. So now the consultation for my tooth will be the 9th. So I'm waiting an extra week for that. Then once they do that, they'll tell me when they're going to do the actual surgery to extract that tooth. So we'll see.
Yeah, I hate dentists. I don't hate dentists because I guess they're okay guys, but I hate going to see them.
Yeah.
And I've just gotten to the point I pay the extra money and they knock me out. It's like, just have me fall asleep and do your stuff.
Right.
I can't handle. Yeah, I have the worst gag reflex in the history of gag reflexes. It's like I got something stuck in my cheek back there or whatever. I've been eating peanut and I do this to try to fish it out of there. I'm like, it doesn't even have to be an actual gag. I've gagged brushing my teeth. It's like, so someone digging around in there,
Right.
You're like, put the suction thing in to get all that spit and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm gagging on the suction thing.
Oh, I hate it. I hate
It's
it.
not.
Yeah, no, and I had a tooth the one time they were actually doing on this side, and when they blew that cold air in there, I felt it all the way up to my eyeball. It hurt so bad, I just hate the thought of it. But I would have had this done as soon as I could. Like I said, it's just inconvenient that it came around right now, because getting time off and trying to get these appointments made, that's the hardest thing for me right now. So
Yeah. Bliss says he wore out his PC 4 years of streaming. Parts are crazy expensive now. Yeah, they are. Everything's crazy expensive. It's ridiculous. Even groceries are getting worse again, and gas prices are way up here.
right.
But one of the small things of Folgers, not the big old jug, just the small one. They have a display, so it's on sale, $11.49 or something like that for the little thing of coffee. I'm like, jeez,
Yeah.
ridiculous. Speaking of gag reflexes, I knew that was coming. Mike doesn't have one. Oh, maybe that's what Casey was saying, the gag reflex. Yeah. All the AI data centers cause the Rampacalypse. It's crazy. Yeah. So how are you liking the plunger?
I think it's pretty sweet, pretty nifty, but like I was talking to Greg about it, he was putting his on last night and he was having a few problems. You really have to make sure you have it lined up just right, that sensor lined up with the end of the plunger. If you don't have it just right, then it's not going to read it right. And I could probably still tweak mine a little bit. I had it where I liked it then, but then playing again the other night, I'm like, I could probably adjust that a little bit more thing is, then you got to take everything back apart again just to do that. So,
right. Yeah. You got to pull the screen out and everything to do it, right?
yeah. I didn't unhook mine. P-Dub said to unhook the 3 wires or whatever to it and be very careful and this and that. I lifted it and shifted it. So there's like a little triangle that I could fit my hand down in there. And my hands are big anyway, so you got those lock nuts. It's going to be tough with bigger hands, but you can do it.
Right. I can always have Kelly do it. I'll just drop her down in there and she can just stand in there and reach up and hook everything up. But that's one of those things. Maybe someday. I had the stuff so I could put a plunger on this back in the old days when I had the nudge and stuff, when I played mostly VPX. I just never installed one because I was like, well, it'll be time consuming, and then I started playing more FX and Pinball M and all that stuff that the sensor I had, it wouldn't register it anyway. So
yeah, it's definitely not needed. It's just for me, never having another pinball machine. I'm like, I want a plunger on there. I like that. So
yeah, I'll probably get one of it. I'm gonna do a GoFundMe, see if I can get one of those plunger kits going. I'll do an OnlyFans, but the last time I tried an OnlyFans, I owed them money every month. I don't know how that worked. Megan, she's got a good plunger, she said. Oh, Michael's back. How was dinner, Michael? Mike's Gaming Gala is still eating, but Michael is back. So
nice.
Yeah. So anything else going on? So did you buy those new tables, the firefighter one, the Ninja Turtles, and that police one that I can never remember the title to because I always just say the police one?
I got the police one. I got the Ninja Turtles. I skipped the firefighter one for now. I went and grabbed the Taito 2, the one that isn't built in, because I saw they had elevator action on there. So I'm like, I want to play elevator action pinball.
Yeah, you sent that picture of the elevator action. I went and looked to see what pack it was in. I didn't buy it yet. Mom started a GoFundMe to get me back, says Phil. Who was it in one of the chats the other day? I mentioned that Phil was the one that started all the mom jokes, and they didn't believe me. I'm like, it all started with the 59-cent Slurpees or whatever he said. That was the beginning of it. Hey, Tofu is here. He says hello to Poe and to Poe's mom.
She's working right now.
She's working apparently at Phil's house. I don't know. Yeah, I do like those that. Did you play the police table yet, or did you just buy it?
No, I didn't get to play it yet. Because then after I bought those tables, I went back to Spooky and played it a few times for the tournament there, the challenge. So
yeah. Oh, I should have asked. I don't know if RTX is still here, if he just jumped in for a few minutes. But I was going to ask him because Derek had said something in our Discord that table had come out. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know that it was coming out. And it was funny because then I went to my recommended feeds and there was RTX and his review of that table. So I watched it, and he mentioned in there that him and some other people had suggested that they stop putting that center post in all the tables.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to ask him why, because people like me that suck at pinball really rely on that.
I was going to say, it saved me several times already.
It cut my score down to about a third because that center post being missing. But I am curious. I figure people that are better at pinball than I am, it probably is like, well, it's taking a lot of the challenge out. It saves too many balls. But those of us that struggle to get by, we count on that thing. That's one of the ones I try to learn quickly on the Zaccaria tables and the deluxe. They'll always have those on there, and it lowers. so it gets down to where it's not helping you as much. I try to figure out what shot you need to do that resets that thing to the top, because I need that center post as high up there as possible. If I could get posts in the center and on the out lanes, that's the thing for me.
Like
Casey
bumper
says
ball.
I suck at pinball also. Yeah, that's why you need to get into our tournaments that me and Greg do, because you'll have the people at the top like Polo and Jabba and all that, and then there's the rest of us down here, and we all fight to not be on the bottom. That's half the goal for 3/4 of the people that play in our pinball tournaments. I just don't want to be last, and then Derek plays, and then they all feel better.
I made sure that I actually did play Mars Attack this morning. I just wanted to get a score in on the tournament, and I actually played 2 games instead of just 1 this time, because I wanted to make sure I passed G. Parker up. So
was my score on there? Do you know?
Yeah.
Okay, because like I said, as soon as I got done, my computer rebooted, so I didn't even know if it entered the stuff to the uploaded it to the
it's on.
I'm like, geez, I thought it probably did, because I had just loaded it up and I read the first 2 names, and then it kicked me out, but it didn't. Oh yeah, that was Derek that was questioning Bliss starting that. Yeah, Casey says, why doesn't my machine post scores? Anyone else doing that? I have read stuff about people having issues with their scores not uploading, and I don't know. I haven't had any issues with it, but that doesn't mean it's not a thing. But I did. Casey sent me a picture of the error message he got.
I get that on that machine every time on the micro.
Yeah, it gives you the error that you can't upload the scores.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I've never had that problem, but apparently, now Derek's saying it too. Did it just start, or has it always done that ever since you got it?
I think it's always done that with mine, but I was staying logged in before. Like the first time I played it, the next time I turned it on, I was logged in, and then one of these last times it logged me out. I logged back in, it said I was there, and then it showed that I was logged out again. So I don't know what the deal is with that either.
Yeah. And Polo's saying, did you do the firmware update?
Because it said I was up to date on it. It said I was up to date when I went through the settings.
Yeah, because mine was up to date also when I got it. But I did have to update the firmware on my puck before I could get the stuff off of it that I had put on the puck. But I got all that going. Derek said it's been ever since he got it, and it is on the latest firmware. So, yeah, that's weird. I'll play a game when we get done the show. Or Kelly, jump on there and play a game real quick and see if it does the upload thing. That's kind of, Casey says here, can we organize tournaments on the micro? It doesn't have built-in tournaments like Zen Pinball does, but that's kind of what we're doing with that Spooky Deluxe. Greg just said, hey, let's do it. We set up a Discord channel for Pinball Chat, and everybody just posts their score. You just play the game, whatever we choose. This week it's Spooky Deluxe. Take a picture of the back glass or the screen at the end where it tells you get to put your initials on your board with your score on there. And then I just throw together a spreadsheet, kind of like we do for the arcade challenges and stuff like that, and console challenges. So, Kelly, play like Bubble Bobble or one of those, because I haven't posted a score on those, so that should let her post a score. And let me know if it gives you an error. But yeah, Torque says ID login score issues have been an issue all along. At some point, it'll fail to log on. Complain your ID is bad and you can't skip it or get past it, so you're hosed. Only fix is to kick it off the network and turn off its Wi-Fi before you try again. A week later, it'll work fine. Yeah, I've heard of people having issues like that. I never did. I never had problems with that with my puck in the Gamer Pro, and my table stays logged in all the time. But so, someone popped in, and they said they were just stopping in to say hi or something, and I didn't see it. It scrolled back off. Was it Kaos? Was Kaos here? Yeah.
Yeah, he was here. Yeah.
Yeah, stopping in to say, sup, nerds to everyone. I'm watching on the Switch.
Nice.
Yeah, sorry, Chaos. I saw it on there, but we were talking and it scrolled off. Yeah. Mike's back with his hair. Yeah. Yeah. Bubble Bobbles and Space Invaders, no scores uploaded for either. Tofu asked if Kelly's ever locked me in here, and I didn't notice. It is possible to lock me in here because this door here, this is a cargo shed. So this door has the lock bar, so you can put the lock bar and you could hang a lock. You wouldn't even have to hang the lock if you put the lock bar down. I'm not getting out. And I would have the back door. I have the lock bars on it, so it stays sealed, and I get less dust in here. So she could lock me in here. And if she does, thanks a lot, Tofu, for giving her the ideas. But I do feel a little bit safe because the lock bar, well, here's the bolts right here. They're almost 3 feet off the ground. There's no way she's reaching it. She would have to get a step stool, and she'd probably fall off, so it's fine. Let's see. Are we still doing any platform for attack? Well, you can play on the Switch, because I think what me and Greg decided, and this is turning into just advertising for the Wednesday show. We're talking a lot of pinball here. Yeah, just play it on whatever, and just take a picture of it, and I'll work that in. And Greg will get the official from Zen. These are the things, and I can have the spreadsheet pulled up and say, well, Megan played on her phone, Chaos played on his Switch. I don't care. And then we'll say, okay, Megan got this score, so that would put you between this guy and this guy. So now you're 5th or 2nd or 1st or wherever you would be. So play it wherever. We don't care. It's all just for fun. So as long as you're playing the same game, I guess we don't want you playing FX3 version. But if you're playing the FX version, wherever you can play it is fine. Let's see. They're talking about the hair, chest hair, back hair, Megan hair. Oh, that's just him saying hi to Megan. He means his pubic hair. Poe should know he's full bush by talking to his mom.
And not from talking to my mom. Like every week in their Discord, Bliss says, any ideas for Tuesday's show? And every week it's the same thing. A picture of Mike's junk comes into the chat. They've turned it down so far for every Tuesday, but I'm sure they're going to run out of things.
Right.
Hey, everybody. Today we're going to look at our bushes.
Well, hopefully it's not this week coming up, because isn't that the Women of Gaming?
Yes, it is.
They'll scare off all his guests. Or they'll leave because they're laughing. I said they're going to scare him off, and he'll make some comment because of it's huge or something. So I had to qualify it. But, yeah. Megan hair gone tomorrow. Nice.
Speaking of Megan and Derek launched their new podcast on Friday at 1 Eastern, the Megapixel Show. And I was working, but I did catch it on the replay. So, excellent.
Nice. Yeah, I was there for that. I think Mike was there. I think Casey popped in. I can't remember who all was there. There were a lot of people. There were quite a few people there. It was a pretty good turnout. I was hanging out over at Derek's channel, and then I figured if I missed any, I'd go back and watch the replay on Megan's to get them both. I'd stop by both of their channels and click the thumbs up button like you should, and then but I did watch Pose versus a Mullet. Yeah. So, but it was a good show. It was a good show. They talked about how they got into gaming, some of their favorite stories from back in the day. So that was very interesting. Yeah. I didn't watch the replay because I watched the whole show, but Poe didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing. So
I watched the replay just to see what you were saying about me.
Yeah. Yeah, no tofu. Megan is going to be on the show. Kelly won't be on the show, but Megan will be on the show. So that's going to be good. Uh-oh. The mantis is here.
Oh, the mantis.
I do have a Sprint mantis. I keep it at Casey's house. So you can go get it there. That's where Poe keeps his also. So if you want to get our Sprints, go to Casey's house. You'll find them. He's got them all over the place. Any room but the bathroom, you'll find it. So thanks for popping in, Mantis. And I guess Chuck, DJC had what you were saying. I didn't get to catch it.
Oh yeah, watching them last night, and William was in the chat, and he sent him the latest build for AF2, and like right then and right there, DJC put it on the drive and put it in and played it. Awesome.
Yeah. Hey, I got to do something to protect our Sprints, Casey. You're the easy target. He's on his way to Corey's place. Hey,
the other day we're talking about that. Brian from BD Retro Mod said that the 2600 plus Pac-Man edition was on sale, and Mike's Gaming Gala there said he'd like to get one. Why don't you guys buy me one? I said, just check Casey's underwear drawer. There's probably like 6 of them in there. It's still sealed.
That's right. That is right. That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that AF2 though. That looks pretty good. I did not get to see that newest one, so I'm going to have to go to DJC's channel and take a look at that and see what's going on. Megan says, I hope Mandus gets married so his wife can eat him. By the face. Eat him face.
Once you get married, that doesn't happen anymore. So.
That's true. That's true. The likelihood of getting eaten a lot, it's almost gone. But that's hilarious. That's hilarious. But yeah, it's been a while since I haven't fired up my Sprint in a while because we got the ACT games and I've been playing a lot of that. And
well, that was one of the things I thought about doing today. I had a choice. I was going to go down there and actually do the latest update because I haven't done that. Put those games on, and then try out OG Hugo's adapter for the controllers. And then I said, well, I'm going to play in the tournament that you and Greg have going on because I missed last week's. I'll do that. And I said, well, after that, I'll go out and I'll work on my video. And I just didn't get the voiceover done for my video. So I got some things accomplished anyway, but not everything.
Yeah. Man, it says he ate her. That's how he got so big. Casey says he told his wife last night it's the fountain of youth, and that's why she looks so young. And he got a look. He got a look. I still want to go over to Casey's house and play with the Quest 3 in pass-through mode when his wife is around. It sounds like an interesting time, but it could be the time has passed for that. I think that mistake will not happen again. Probably, especially if some bald dude from Texas shows up. Mantis, all your moms belong to me. Well, apparently you'll find them all over at Mike's house. So just go up there. Oh, yeah. That's funny stuff. But I gotta get back into playing the Sprint, because I still have game. I'm getting to be like you, Poe. I bought games for it and I haven't even turned them on yet.
Yes.
I got that latest, the golf. I don't remember what it's called. Casey knows. Kelly said, yeah, it showed the score. So ours is working. Wonder if it has something to do with new accounts versus old accounts. Because I've had my account for a long time, so maybe that's why it's working. But she played Space Invaders. Nice.
His mom's are mine.
Yeah, what's that newest golf that came out? The
I know which one you're talking about.
Put Easy Putt or something like that. I saw 2 or 3 people talking about it, but I haven't played it yet because it's still sitting on my laptop. It's funny because it's one of those where you buy it and you're waiting for the ROM to get emailed to you, and you keep checking your email and you keep checking your, and then it sits on your hard drive for a week.
Right.
But yeah, Ultimate Golf Easy Putt. There it is. Pierre's got it. In case he has an account already. He found out when he tried to make one. So there went my theory. Are there other controllers that work on the Sprint that anyone has found? Yes, there are other controllers that work on the Sprint. One of the biggest one is the OG Hugo, right? That's a very popular one that I don't have. I've got to start a GoFundMe for that. I have 600 GoFundMes going for everything. No, I need to get me one of those. You have one, right? And then you got the adapter for it.
Yeah.
And
I haven't tried the adapter out yet, but I have used the controller on my actual Intellivision.
Yeah.
Too.
So that's one of the rare things that Poe doesn't have sitting right by his seat at all times.
Yeah, that adapter, it's sitting right next to my living room recliner. It's been there since I opened it up almost 2 weeks ago. So I'm looking at it every day. I'm like, I need to get this down to the game room.
Yeah.
Still haven't done.
But the OG Hugo controller it's got a D-pad on there. It's got buttons for the side, what would be the side buttons, right? And then it has the keypad buttons. So you can pretty much do everything, but it's set up more like a traditional controller.
Right.
Or as Mike's Gaming Gala would say, a remote. I don't know why that guy can't figure that out. He always
one time he said it on accident one time, and ever since then he's been saying
ever since then he can't do it. Yeah. But yeah, so there is that, but there are other controllers that I think you can just plug a Xbox controller into it. I plugged in the controller for. I actually used that CX40 Plus.
Yeah, CX40 Plus.
Dongle in there, and I played a game using that. Obviously, you don't have all the number pads and stuff like that, and you don't have all the side buttons. But the game I was playing, you didn't even need. It was one of the ones you don't even need side buttons. You just run around or something like that. It worked great. Yeah, and here's a good tip for you. Ordering off OG Hugo, you can use multiple discount codes. MGG, GJC, and iGamer will get you $15 off. You can stack those codes as long as the product you're buying is not $15, so you end up getting it free. I think there is a limit to stack them, but I'm not for sure about that. And let's see. Casey also said, wait for the next golf game coming soon. Well, it was supposed to be this one, but then someone typed, it's really good. So, and I heard that. Yeah, there's another golf game coming out and they happened to be working on them at the same time. So, but what was it, $5 for the one, the chip shot one or whatever, the Ultimate Golf? Yeah, minimum $30 to use the codes. There you go. But I figured I'll buy it, support the developers and stuff.
Right.
Let's see. Well, now I regret telling you how to save money. Jerk. Oh, a loophole. And that's what she may have said. And people are saying hi to DJC, and other people are saying hi to Chuck. They tend to hang out together a lot, DJC and Chuck. Kind of like Mike and Michelle. Yeah. Casey says, I'm not saying don't get Ultimate Golf. Just the other one's coming too. Yeah. Buy them both.
Get them all.
Get them all. And, well, hello there, fellow buttholes, says DJC Game Studios. A man who plays, as Casey says, more Intellivision than any man on the planet. DJC Game Studios. He does play a lot of Intellivision live streaming, but he plays other stuff too. But it seems like most nights you can find Chuck playing some Intellivision. Good time to be had. We're all buttholes in real life. That's right. What other news we got? We got any other news? What's going on with any of the other consoles? Anything exciting happening? Not that I know of.
In April, we're going to have the new He-Man or the Masters of the Universe beat-em-up coming to the consoles, the newer console. So that's the game we should have had as kids that we didn't get, so now we're getting it. So I'm looking forward to that. Try that.
That's cool.
And trying to think of anything else on there. No, I haven't got to play Resident Evil Requiem in 2 weeks now. So I played it 2 weeks ago and didn't upload it until last week. That one, and that was another one I was hoping I would get to play this morning. Well, really, this morning didn't happen for me because I stayed up so late at night. I think I uploaded my video at like 4 a.m. So I was asleep until about noon. So,
well, the next Resident Evil you put out, I'm going to set up a hidden camera, and my next video after that is going to be a video of Kelly watching you play, because she's helping you, and then she's cussing at you, and then she's like, "Oh, what are you doing? It's right over there. Oh, he missed it. Oh, there he got it. Oh, look out! She's screaming at the table. She's hiding behind stuff.
I'll take that last part. You're supposed to be getting a hold of that chainsaw, and learning how to use it and everything else. And every time I'd go near it, I wouldn't wait long enough. It'd be spinning on the floor and it would hit me. So finally, I said, screw that chainsaw. I just started blasting everybody running through there instead of grabbing the chainsaw. I waited till they were all dead. Then I picked it up to open the door. So.
Yeah, I think Kelly was going to have a heart attack during that whole chainsaw sequence. She's like, get it. Oh, look out. Oh, no. Okay. Spinning around on the floor, and she's panicking. Like, run, get away from it. Yeah, I watched more of Kelly than I watched you, because it was highly entertaining. It is very easy for Kelly to hide behind stuff. That is true. Let's see. Did you watch the Invincible episodes this week? I did not. Did you watch them? I don't know.
No.
Marvel Maximum Collection's getting bad reviews, poor online play for X-Men Arcade, and a lot of bug issues. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. And Mike's picking on Kelly's size, because that's the fun thing to do. Kelly's little bitty. She can hide behind stuff. Yeah, dang it. it's amazing how you think of something that we could talk about that, and then you forget by the time it's time to talk about stuff. But yeah, so we're still. I guess we're continuing on for now, right, with the river raid thing, because
let's keep
prepared to start. We're not prepared to start another thing. What are we going to do next? Do we know?
Well, the poll ended in demon attack for the 2600 one, but that doesn't mean we have to stick with that.
No, we could though. If
we do, I'll try to get a video together Saturday. I got a really busy weekend. I finally should have a 4-day weekend coming up, but I'm going to be just as busy on that 4-day weekend as I am during the work week. I think.
Yeah. What was He-Man coming out, Poe? That's what Derek asked.
I think April. It should be for all the new consoles.
Nice.
So PS5, Xbox, Switch, PC. I think.
Kelly's Mike says the other fun thing to do is your mom. Yeah. Kelly holds her phone up and she just vanishes. And I'm like, where'd she get that phone stand? How is her phone balancing like that? Kelly is shrinking. Shelby was all excited because she's finally passed her mom. She's taller than her mom finally. And we said, Shelby, you didn't pass your mom. Your mom just passed you on her way back down.
Lily Tomlin, the incredible shrinking woman.
Right. Yeah. Kelly is now shorter than Shelby, so she's probably 4'11" instead of 5 foot flat. Shelby's like 4'11" and a half. So Kelly's passing her on the other way, going the other way. But my dad lost he was 6'4" when he graduated high school, I think, and by the time he was 70, he was like 6'2". He lost a couple inches as he got older. Oh, here comes the jokes. Lost a couple inches.
I lost a couple inches, but I kept my girth.
I was going to go with, if I lost a couple inches, I'd have an innie. But so it does happen. It does happen. Because, are you 6'4", 6'5"?
6'4". Yeah, but I mean, anymore, the way I am, I start hunching over more and more too. My boys always say, stand up straight, Dad. Oh, I wasn't? Okay, stand up straight here.
Yeah, my dad, he never got the concept. He was 6'4", and then he was probably most of his adult life, he was 6'3" for a long time. And I'm 6'1", and one day I came in and my dad and my son Jason, they were standing in the living room seeing who could get closest to reaching up and touching the ceiling without standing up on their toes or anything. And I walked in and I knuckled it. And my dad's like, but you're like 2 inches shorter than me. I'm like, have you seen my wingspan? I got really long arms. And to the point, there was a basketball player played for the Phoenix Suns. Can't remember his name. I don't watch basketball. So if they're not like named Shaq or Michael Jordan, I don't know them.
Right.
But they were making comments about this dude. He's like 6'8", but they said his fingertip to fingertip is huge. And I measured mine and it was like 1 inch shorter than that guy's. So it's like, yeah. And I get that from my mom. My mom's 5'2", but her arms are really long too. And she's like, my mom is like the opposite of Kelly's dad. Kelly's dad was a short dude, but he had a big torso. So he had little legs. My mom, she's 5'2", but she has a little torso. So she's got long legs for a 5'2" person and long arms for a 5'2" person. So I guess I got my arms from my mom. So I have a pretty big wingspan. Yeah. He got circumcised in his old age. Oh, no, don't do it. I knew a guy in the Navy who got circumcised. He was regretting that decision. That was extremely painful as an adult. I don't remember what that was, Casey, what the measurement is, but it was it's pretty big. What? Yeah. So you just set him up for Mike. Gives him a handy from the back seat. It's impressive. Yeah, it is. That is impressive that she can find it from that distance. She must bring binoculars or something. Yeah, I'm guessing Casey probably has a pretty big wingspan too. That's why he's asking. Casey's wing, fingertip to fingertip, is pretty. It's a pretty good span, and it's coincidentally only 2 inches longer than if you take the measurement around his head. You measure around his head and then straighten it out. That's his wrist to wrist. I don't know this firsthand because I've never met Casey directly, but he does say he has a big head. So I'm taking
your mom measures tip to tip.
Oh, so yeah, maybe next week we'll start that new tournament, and yeah, and yet it's the biggest she's ever seen, a whole 3 inches. Nice. Nice. So we'll maybe we can work on that. Yeah, if we know what we're going to play at. A lot of times, what people may not know, when we do these tournaments, Poe will decide on Saturday night at 2 a.m. and send me his video. So then I have to do my gameplay because I didn't even know what we were playing.
Right.
If we know now, at least I can play my part and not have to do it on Sunday.
Oh, it's 11:30 Saturday night. This is the perfect time to make a video for Bart.
Yeah, I've been in bed for 45 minutes. 75-inch fan and 25-inch head. Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember. I think my fingertip to fingertip is like 80 or 81 inches. It's pretty crazy. Because, yeah, I 8-foot ceiling, I can reach up and hit it with my knuckles. Not have to do a fingertip stretch. Y'all with your micros making a legend. Now, we talked about your micro while you were gone, and we know you don't have the micro pinball, so yeah. Oh man, so I was telling Poe earlier today that I'm burning through all of my pinball and homebrew funds with tires. Kelly and I only work the weekends. And our alarm goes off at 4 a.m. We leave here at 4:20 because Kelly likes to smoke weed on the ride in, I guess. I don't know how that worked out. Both Saturday, we took off, and I noticed the truck was running funny and feeling weird, and I checked, and my back passenger side tire was completely flat. So I hooked up my little plug-in the cigarette lighter air compressor, and it took air. I pumped it up, and we made it to work. Had to pump it up like 3 times during work hours so it would stay. I didn't want it to go completely flat again.
Right.
Then when I got home last night from work, I jacked up that wheel so there was no weight on it, but it still deflated. It was still at 0 pounds in the morning, but at least it wasn't crumpled.
Right.
Got the tire full. We got about 1.5 miles down the road from here on the dirt road, and my front left tire blew out. Big old bang, pop. Truck pulls to the left. I'm like, what the? So here I was yesterday morning at 4:30. I'm inflating my tire. This morning at 4:30 in the morning, I was getting my spare tire out and replacing a tire with the spare, and that one's going to have to be replaced. I think did I send you that picture, Poe?
Yeah.
The big old hole in it. So that tire is going to be replaced. I don't know if the other one's patchable because it's leaking pretty fast. It might be a pretty bad hole. I don't know if they'll be able to patch it. So,
right.
But I know I have to buy at least one tire. And yeah, the last the last time I got a tire here in town, I paid $185 for one tire plus tax and all that. And then we went into El Paso at Discount Tire, and I got 2 more tires for that car for like $200 for 2. It's like, yeah. So I don't want to buy tires here in town if I have to. If I don't have to. Let's see. Man, there's all kind of mom talk going on over here. Let's see. Smurf next to a dwarf is not a legend. Casey's 5'11". He shrunk a tad. Casey's mom was impressed, says Mike. Shrinkage is real, Casey. Yeah, that is true. I was in the pool. That's why Snow White need 7 of them. Nice. Yeah, I needed that wingspan to change 2 flat tires at once. Yeah, what I don't like is that I'm driving now on the spare. I have no spare tire, and I got a tire that's leaking super fast. So it's like, I don't know if that one's eventually going to just blow out, and then I'll have no. So if I do have to go to El Paso to get my new tires, I'll probably ask Shelby if she wants to go to the city, or if she doesn't want to go, just say, well, I need to borrow your truck then. And we'll put the tires in the back of her car and take them to El Paso. Get one replaced, see if they can patch the other one. If they can't, then just replace them both. But yeah, tired of buying tires. You know how that goes. You ended up replacing the tires in your car.
Yeah, I did all 4. You know, I had a slow leak in the back passenger side tire. I knew that, and it was probably like every 3 days we'd need to go top it off a little bit. Not bad. In the grocery store, I have a big compressor here at home, but the grocery store near me still has free air, which is rare around here.
Wow.
So yeah, I would fill up there, and then the one day I was heading to work, same thing, 4:30 in the morning, and I hit a pothole right before the bridge leaving my town here. That blew out the front passenger side tire, and the back one then it went the whole way down too. But I was able to turn around, get back across the bridge, and the garage I always go to is right there before the bridge. So I just pulled it in there, called my daughter to pick me up. So I lucked out that way. But I have my inspection due in April. So I figured I'm going to end up needing all 4 tires anyway. While they're putting those 2 on, get me 2 more. Just throw them all on there. So.
Yeah. And of course, since we got this truck, I've never had to change the tires. And for the first year and a half that we had it, I'd only use it to go pick up water. So it's not like I rotate my tires all the time and all that stuff. I only drive it once a month. And so I jacked it up and all that, took the lug nuts off, and it's seized. You know, I'm trying to pull it off there. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm getting covered in dirt in my work clothes. Kelly needs to get to work so she can start cooking. And she called Shelby, and she's like, hey, can you take me to work? Well, Shelby got home last night at 1:30. She works that shift till midnight, and she got home at 1:30 in the morning. Kelly's waking her up at 4:30, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I just took the spare tire, and I didn't even lower, it's up on the jack. I'm like, this could be bad, but what? I just took the spare tire, bam, hit the rim, and it popped it loose. I'm like, tell her to go back to bed. I got it. And because I don't have a mallet or anything that I could crack that thing loose with. I'm like, it's dark. I'm on the side of the road.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just a bad time to be. Casey said his right rear had a leak this week too.
Yeah. Pain in the ass, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember a few years ago we were at get together at my brother's house. I think it was his house. They were having maybe a family picnic somewhere in a park, but it was our family and then my sister-in-law's side of the family. So my brother's brother-in-law is there telling a story, and he said he's driving to work one day in his pickup, and he sees this tire laying there, a perfectly good tire laying there at the end of the road in somebody's yard, and he passed that thing a few times. He said, that's a good tire. It's perfect for my truck. If it's still there in a couple of days, I'm throwing it in the back and taking it. So he said it was still there. He threw it in the bed of his truck, took it home. Well, when he looked, it was actually his spare that came off the bottom and rolled in there. So it was his own tire he was eyeing up for a couple of days and stole. But yeah,
Wow.
that was it.
Yeah. And this is now an auto repair show. That's right. You never know what we're going to talk about. When I got out of the Navy and I was going back to Arizona, it's funny, I was stationed in Jacksonville and I lived just north of Phoenix. So I literally got on the I-10 like a mile from my house in Jacksonville, and I got off the I-10 in Phoenix. So it's just like one drive all the way across the country, 2 days in Texas. But I had an old truck. I bought it for mudding, 4-wheel drive, 79 Bronco. Only had the 2 front bucket seats in it, nothing else in it, no tailgate. I drive through water to where I was sitting in water inside the truck because I'd go through water ponds so deep. Well, I'm not going to drive it across the country with these 38-inch mud tires. You know, I'm going to tear up my tires for one and get about 4 gallons per mile gas mileage. So I'm like, I took those tires off, and the moving company the Navy hired, he's like, you guys got anything else that needs to go in the truck? I'm like, yeah, that stack of tires. He's like, what? But he got them in there. So I went to the junkyard. I said, just get me 4 tires on the rims that'll fit on a Bronco, and used tires. I'm going to use them once to drive cross country. I'm never going to use them again, you know. And I don't know if I didn't tighten down the lug nuts all the way or if someone came through and loosened my lug nuts, but I'm pretty sure anyway, we took off that night. We left my last day of the Navy. So at like 4 p.m. we loaded up and took off. So we were driving, it's like 9 o'clock at night. We're going across the Florida Panhandle, and all of a sudden the front end of the truck drops and I see sparks going flying by the window. And I thought the tire just exploded and I'm riding on the rim. I get out and it ground off about this much of the freaking rotor. The whole wheel was gone, the rim and everything. And I called the tow truck. They towed us back to a town we had just passed. And he was the next day, he's going to replace the rotor and all that. And while he's doing that, I jumped in our other car and I drove down, and about a quarter mile up the road, I found my tire, brought it back, and he put that same tire and rim back on. Yeah. The whole thing and it was crazy because I never got close to losing control. I was just driving and and then I'm like, what the heck? And the sparks are flying by. I'm like,
that sucks.
I pulled off the road. I didn't get drug off, and I got out. And I didn't cuss around my dad much because he doesn't cuss at all. And he comes walking up. He's like, what the heck was all the sparks? And I go, the fucking tire's gone. And I'm like, oh, sorry, Dad. But yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, Casey, when I put my foot in it, I get gallons to the mile. Yeah, I'd say that all the time when you see these guys are driving in their big lifted trucks with huge tires and stuff you're doing 80. That speed limit on the highway here is 80. So I'll be doing 80 and they're flying by me. I'm like, yeah, he's getting 2 gallons per mile driving that big old truck. Yeah.
I'll be back in 1 second.
All right. Time's up. Yeah. Apparently don't go to me for maintenance tips. Yeah. I don't know. You hear stories of people loosening people's lug nuts if they're pissed off at them or something, but maybe because I changed all 4 tires, I just was weak that day. I don't know, but yeah, tires gone. Yeah, I did not expect that because I would have thought if your whole tire falls off, you'd think it would yank you to the side, but it didn't. Yeah. My dogs didn't like going on the road trip, so they were fighting in the back. Yeah. Yeah, I would not go to me for maintenance tips for your vehicle. I am not a mechanic. But I was telling a gentleman a story the other day about one of my buddies in the Navy. His car would get low on oil every once in a while. So he always kept a quart of oil in the back. And his wife called. This is back in the old days, no cell phones or any of that crap. His wife called work and said the oil light came on. And this is an old car from probably late 70s, early 80s model, so no fuel injection, it has a carburetor and all that. And he said, well, there's a quart of oil in the trunk. Just put that in, and you should be fine to get home. I'll check it when I get home. 5 minutes later, she calls, and she said, yeah, I can't get the oil in. He goes, what do you mean I can't get the oil in? She said, I can't get the wing nut off. She was going to take the wing nut on the air filter and pour that oil into the carburetor. He's like, I've never been so happy to find out my wife could not loosen a wing nut. Yeah, because that I do know that. Don't do that. You don't pour oil in your carburetor. Yeah, it's summer mechanic shop, so I do my brakes, oil, and other maintenance, but modern cars are a pain to work on, all sealed up and computer driven. Yeah, I changed my oil for years until I got that Hyundai Sonata, and it had a freaking skid plate thing under there. I mean, not a skid plate, but it's fiber plate. It had 19 screws on it. And I found out that the dude at the local mechanic shop, if you supplied the oil, he'd only charge you $15 to change it. So I just started taking it there. And now here with the truck, the Trailblazer, I took over by Shelby's house. There's a spot where our driveway goes. There was a natural berm there, and I just dug a trench in the middle of it. So I pull the truck up there, and then I have the trough like mechanics have, so I can get underneath there. But that's I'll change the oil. But even I used to do all that stuff to my vehicle, change the spark plugs out and the plug wires and replace the rotors in the distributor cap and all that stuff. I don't do anything like that anymore. It's like, no, I'll put gas in it. And I'll pay someone to do the rest of it. I'm too old to be crawling around on the floor underneath a vehicle. But yeah. But anyway, I guess that could be the end of our auto segment. But speaking of autos, though, I did find out when I got my Sprint that I suck at playing Intellivision auto racing now. I used to be pretty good at that game, slide around the corners and makes that awesome sound. And now I just kind of crash into trees a lot. I have found out I am no good at that game also. It's such a frustrating thing that we've all gone through, I think. Games that we used to play when we were, teenagers, and we're like, man, I am awesome at this. And then you take 30 years off from playing it, and suddenly it's like you've never played it before.
Right.
Somehow you managed to be worse than you were the first time you played it when you were 12. Yeah. It's like, how is that physically possible? I still have yet to beat Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, as I like to call it, but the Dungeons and Dragons Cloudy Mountain, as they call it now. I still haven't beat it on the hardest level with the purple Cloudy Mountain. I can beat the red Cloudy Mountain, but I can't beat the purple yet. And I used to, back in the day, I beat that like it was nothing. But now I can't. But I got the run and gun going, so maybe that was
nice. Nice.
I got to redo all that stuff now because of that newest mod. I went through and did all that mod. Look, I'm wearing shorts. Can you tell? I did all that stuff so I could push the bottom side button in 5, and it just does the reset inside the game, not the full reset to carousel. And now they've added that as a function, and the bottom in 5 is pause with that newest update. So I got to take all that stuff out of the JSON files. Yeah. I did that for all of my games. So I should have saved a backup of those JSON files before I changed them all, because then I could have just copied them in there. But it's not bad.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, the game manager, I should be able to say, find all the ones that I did that and undo it and just remove it. I should be able to do that. But Casey didn't warn me that was coming with that same button combination. I told him I was doing mine, And he's like, yeah, go ahead. This will be great. Just wait a week. Next week, your all the stuff you did will be perfect. I don't think Casey knew that they were going to use that. He knew the change was coming, but he didn't know what button combo. What is a JSON file? I'm trying to think of the right wording to describe it. Maybe I'm hoping that Casey or maybe Mike will put something up there first. Yeah, Casey says, I didn't know. It's a file that it'll hold information for the game. You can put the game description, the title of the game. You can put all kinds of stuff in there, but you can also put commands for the JZ INTV. Is that what it's JZ INTV? Is that what the emulator is?
Jism TV.
Yeah, the Jism TV. you can put commands in there that each individual game will run. And that's what we did. And Casey's got to undo all of his too. But yeah, so like we put keyboard commands in there. There you go. It's a config file. It's the short answer. Yeah. That's why we keep Mike's Gaming Gala around. He knows all these.
He uses them fancy terms.
Yeah.
It's Jism to me, Michael. Jism.
He's still in his mid-40s, so he can remember stuff like config. I'm in my late 50s now. I'm like, I don't know what it is anymore. And then they're changing stuff all the time. I used to talk about if I was going to send you some text, I'd send you a PDF file, and apparently that means something completely different now that Epstein's out. The Epstein list came out. Now a PDF file is totally different from a text file. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, and with the Intellivision Sprint and that emulator, they call that config file a JSON. It's game name.json. Yeah, Mike uses them all the time for his work. But yeah, I'd never used a JSON file until I got the Sprint. But
JSON Voorhees. It's not a Freddy file. What? Freddy file sounds too close to an Epstein type thing there.
right? Especially if it's the Freddy got fingered file. But yeah, but it is convenient. Yeah, it's not the guy named Jason who's a file. So it is not. It is not.
Freddy got fingered. Movie. Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy. Tom Green.
Tom Green. That guy was a nut.
He would put dog crap on a microphone and try to interview people. He'd be holding it like right under their nose.
I remember he caught a lot of hell on his TV show when he went out and he was drinking the milk right from the cow. Underneath it. Like, dude, that's messed up. Oh, that's hilarious. Tom Green. Whatever happened to Tom Green?
I just saw recently somebody, I don't know, they're doing all those AI things with people, I think it is, from when they were younger and what they look like now. And they had him in one of those, from when his show was popular now.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a nut. He would do stuff that you didn't see many people doing. Funny though, he was funny, but he was crazy. Yeah, all that stuff is normal up here in Canada. Yeah, you just go out there and it was in the Amish Paradise video, and Weird Al's putting milking the cow right into the cornflakes. He still has an online talk show. Really?
Oh, okay. This is the Tom Green Show. It's not the Green Tom Show. It is my favorite show.
Yeah, that was funny.
He dated Drew Barrymore, and then when they broke up, he was on the red carpet with a toaster was his date.
I forgot all about that. Yeah, him and Drew Barrymore were a thing for a while there. I forgot about that. Yeah. Tom Green DJ calls hilarious. Oh man, it's starting to feel chilly in here, but it's not. It's still 80 in here.
And it's 66 going here. I'm all right. I am wearing a flannel, but just use that. I'm lazy. I can carry extra stuff in the pockets. So.
Yeah, I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. And right up until I came out here, the t-shirt was optional. I came home, I just wore my shorts. Although Kelly will like to see, hold on, I got to do this. She will be thrilled. I got to fix this. Let me pull this up. She probably already knows what's coming. I got my shorts on, but I do have black socks and sandals on.
Nice.
So, and I got my TJ tattoo. That's my kids, Travis and Jason.
Oh, that's cool.
I got a tattoo of that. I texted the boys and said, "What's your favorite color?" And they both just, Travis said red and Jason said blue, and neither one of them asked why I was asking. And then like 2 weeks later, I sent a picture of the tattoo, and the T is
that's cool.
Red and the But yeah, so Kelly is probably just thrilled that I showed my black socks and sandals.
My dad would do that, and I might have told the story on here before, but I was the only kid left at home. I think it was my senior year. My dad did shift work. So my mom, I got up in the morning, I'm getting ready for school, and she's saying something to me, and I'm just a dickhead teen. I started yelling at my mom because I thought my dad was at work, and then all of a sudden I felt this presence behind me. And I slowly turned around, and my dad's standing there, and he had the wife beater shirt, the tighty whities, the black dress socks, and then flip-flops. So the big toe was separated from like ninja feet. And he's just standing there like, he was balding. He had the hair on the sides and the one sticking out in the cowlick. I just turned and ran for the bus stop. I was out of there. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this, Dad. As ridiculous as he looks, he's going to kick my ass right here and right now.
Nice. Derek says, good thing he's not playing pinball or arcade games with those sandals on. There's a fun fact right there. Whenever I'm shooting my videos and I do bad, and it does mess with me when I'm playing pinball, and I'm like, I got my shoes on. That's why I'm doing bad. But it does mess. Little fun fact, trade secret. I don't think I own any white socks anymore because I don't wear tennis shoes, and all of my jeans are black. My shoes are black, so I just have black socks. So I'm always wearing black socks, and when I say I'm taking off my shoes, it's these sandals. I only put shoes on when I leave the property. If I'm just around here, I slip on my sandals, and almost every time, well, not every time, but a lot of times I'll be out here playing pinball or I'm driving the truck stim, and then I go back in the house and I got my black socks and sandals on, and Kelly's sitting on the couch. She goes, "That's a good look." That's really nice. It's like, I'm just walking nobody saw me but the dogs, and they don't care. Yeah, I am black socks and sandals, but I don't wear that in public. It's just around here. And even if the neighbor's going to drop something off, his chicken started laying again, so he'll bring me some eggs. Then I'll put shoes on, not my sandals. But, so that's not as egregious of a thing. But, yeah, I felt bad. He doesn't watch this, so I can tell you. But he hadn't given us eggs all winter because his chickens had slowed down. And he suddenly was like, "Hey, I got some eggs for you." And he brought me 24 eggs. And we had just gone to Walmart the day before, and Kelly bought 2 18-packs because we only go to Walmart like once a month. So we had 36 eggs already, and then he brought me 24. And then he's like, he asked me a couple days ago, he's like, "So you guys need any eggs yet?" And I'm like, "No, man, he brought me that 24, so I'm still good to go." It's like, we haven't even touched the 24 yet. It's like, we got to make a whole bunch of deviled eggs or something.
Yeah.
You take a dozen eggs, you get 2 dozen deviled eggs in because they're cut in half, and that'll last Shelby a day and a half because Shelby loves some deviled eggs.
Oh yeah, deviled eggs are awesome.
Yeah. So speaking of dogs, your mom says hi. Nice. Well, it's nice in public on YouTube now. Yeah, gonna have to clip that section of the vid. Yeah. But yeah, so he's back to his hens are laying. Deviled eggs, Mike says yes. Absolutely.
Yes. Pickled eggs.
Yeah.
Purple beet eggs.
Pickled eggs, we might be fixing to get into some of that pickled eggs because again, because of my tire spending that's happening, it could push us off a little bit. But our next endeavor here at the homestead is going to we're going to get some quail.
Oh, nice.
We've been looking into quail, and you can buy the eggs pretty cheap, put them in an incubator, and then you got a unlimited supply because you can just incubate some of your eggs when your quails stop laying. But they said the most popular breed that does well around here in Texas with the heat and with the temperature zone, they'll put out 300 to 320 eggs a year per hen.
Wow.
So that's one a day. And you buy these eggs to incubate them in 30 packs. Now, you're not going to get 30 that hatch.
Right.
Some of them aren't fertilized and some of them just won't survive the incubation, but you're probably going to get close to 20. And then you'll have so many male and so many females. So we could end up with 10 or 12 females out of that. So now you're getting almost a dozen quail eggs a day.
Yeah.
But it's about 3 to 1. You know, it takes 3 quail eggs to equal 1 chicken egg. So if you make a 3-egg omelet for your normal breakfast, you're going to go through 9 of those quail eggs. So
Yeah. We raised chickens. We had a big chicken house and a smaller one growing up. So I had so many eggs and so many chicken dinners that I was sick of both of them by the time I was a teen. But now I'm loving eggs again.
yeah,
But we would sell them. We had, my brothers and I had a paper route, and we would sell the eggs to paper customers as we were going along. So
nice.
nice little family business.
Yeah, and we thought about, you know, if you live in a bigger city, I don't know what the market would be here, but they said a lot of people will pay, and not to incubate them, but just to eat. They'll pay $5-6 a dozen for quail eggs, and it's like, yeah, maybe. If
Right.
we had, but I don't know if there's a market. We're in such a small town out in the middle of nowhere. But on the other side, that might be a benefit. If there's not a lot of people that sell quail eggs around here, the people that do want them might be, wait, there's someone selling quail eggs? I will do it. There's a lot of people like to pickle those. Speaking of fertilized, someone here is about to have a sibling soon. Megan can't get enough eggs. I generally I eat 3 eggs every morning for breakfast.
Nice.
Or I'll be bad and I'll make waffles. But I don't eat waffles every day. But I do eat, you know, probably 6 days a week. I'm eating 3 eggs in the morning. But
The incredible edible egg. Remember those commercials?
that's right. Absolutely. Kaos's dad used to say his mom cooks chicken so much he thinks if he eats one more, he's going to sprout feathers. Yeah.
Right. That was the truth at our house, right? It was like we ate chicken, we ate eggs, and then everything from the garden all the time. And then they canned everything from the garden for the winter time. So there were certain things that I was sick of by the time I was a teen.
Yeah. And then we were looking into, you know, because a lot of people, they raise quail for the meat also. And we never had chickens. I never butchered anything, and I'm not a hunter. I've never gone hunting in my life and all that, so I've never gutted an animal. But we were watching some stuff, and Kelly's like, if you get it to the point where it's already been dispatched, she says, I can do the rest. But they said quail are really the feathers pull off pretty easy. And then the guy's like, so he pulled off some feathers on its chest, and then he just put a little snip with some scissors on the skin, and then he just went like this, and the skin and everything just, so there was no plucking after that. The skin just peeled off almost in one big old piece. And Kelly's like, well, I could do that. And even getting out the innards and stuff was pretty good. So Polo's wearing black socks right now. We can see how far back Polo is on our stream. He's a few. But so she's like that. So I guess I would do the dispatching and she would do the cleaning and cooking them. But they got this thing. This is a graphic portion of they got this little thing. It's made out of like wrought iron stuff, and it comes out, and then what does it look like? I don't know. It's got this narrow part, and it hoops around. And this guy's like, he goes, "This is graphic, so be ready if you don't want to watch graphic stuff." And he took this quail, and he put its head between the bars. And he just went, and it popped its head right off. He just pulled down, and the head popped off. He said the bird's dead, and then he flipped it upside down, was draining the blood out. But he said just one quick thing, because their skin is so thin, their bones are so brittle, and everything. He said just a quick jerk, and the thing was dead. So I don't know, but I always feel bad because I'll get to know the animals, and then I feel killing them. And when we were going to raise cattle, and we did raise meat goats, but we would just sell those off. Jason's thing was, once I meet it, I won't eat it. So he's like, I'll eat the steak, but if I've been feeding the cow, I'm not going to eat that meat. Like, yeah, you say that now, but when there's a big juicy steak in front of you, you might.
We would have butchering day, and it was us boys. We go out with my dad, and he had a chunk of railroad tie with 2 nails in it. That's where you put the chicken's head, and he had his hatchet. And he would tell us, hold on tight to those wings and legs, or off that chicken, they will run after you take the head off. So you had to hold on tight. And then he had big buckets of boiling water. You dunk them in and pull all the feathers out real quick.
Yeah. 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 Our next door neighbor had some chickens in Phoenix, and they would butcher them, and they'd cut the head off and then just let them go. So the body's running around, flapping its wings and all that stuff, freaking out. But I think they got like just 3 or 4 chickens, and I don't think they were fond of the whole thing. Because they never got chickens again. And I don't know if it was the noise or if it was the butchering them themselves that they weren't, we're city folk. I don't know what we're doing here. But it didn't last long with their chickens. But yeah, vegans beware, dangerous chat. Yeah, they actually put their heads in voluntarily before they break their necks. Yeah, they said that, that's how, that the bird doesn't even really feel it, because you snap its neck, you separate the spine from the body all in one motion. And, of course, the same thing, it would flap its wings and all that. The one dude, he was snapping their necks just by stretching out their head a little bit and then just pressing on it, and you can just snap their necks. But he wasn't taking the head clean off. And then he dropped them in a shopping cart, and they're all flopping around in there. And you're like, you still feel a little bad for the critter.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they say it's really good eating. I've never eaten quail, but they said it's pretty good food. And some people say that the quail eggs taste better than chicken eggs. Other people say they taste the same. They don't notice a difference. But there's more yolk to white ratio. So I guess they say it has a richer flavor because you're getting a lot more yolk than you do with a chicken egg.
Oh, nice.
But so I think we're going to do that. And they're fairly easy to raise. And they're cheaper to feed than chickens. So, Greg tells me how much money they spend on feed. It's like I'd have to eat a shit ton of eggs to work that much feed.
Yeah, and there was, I can't remember what it was. My dad would have to mix in with their food to make their shells a little harder with the chicken food.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Some people
Yeah.
put oyster shell.
yeah, I think it was a mix of that.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And some people will just they'll save the shells from the eggs and grind them. And then they put that in there.
That back in.
But you do kind of got to be careful about too much calcium, because then they could develop other problems. But yeah, let's see what else we got. That's how chickens roll. Homesteading hangout. Yeah, that's how their heads roll, at least. What did I say that sounded racist? Could be lots of things. I don't know. Deep fry the quail and have some instant mashed potatoes and gravy. So, where yolk is the best part. Runny yolks on toast. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How did we go? How did we go from pinball to cooking? Well, that's why. I don't want to speak on Poe's behalf 100%, but that's why the show is called Hanging Out and not called Retro Gaming with Poe and Offgrid.
Right.
You never know what we're going to talk about. We're just hanging out and talking
Just
about
hanging
what
out.
comes up. So, yeah, we can talk about whatever. I don't care. we tend to circle around retro gaming and pinball and all that. We come around to it, but if someone wants to bring up some 80s rock bands or something, we might be there for an hour. We don't know. We don't. Speaking of which, Kelly said she just saw that there's a movie that's supposed to be coming out, I think in April or May, that's about Iron Maiden.
Nice.
So any Maiden fans, yeah, be on the
My
lookout.
brother was a big Maiden fan, my oldest brother. We shared a bedroom, us three boys, and he had Maiden posters. You know, and Eddie on the front of the one, I think he was holding the flag and everything, and there's dead bodies all around him.
Oh, okay.
And at the time, I was listening to Genesis. I was a little tamer than my older brother. So then my brother's like, "You see that guy laying there dead? That's Phil Collins there. You know, he's naming the Genesis." Just being a dick.
It's probably for the Trooper. Yeah, he's got that flag and all the. Yeah, see, I hung out with all the metalheads, and I had the long hair. The hair was the middle of my back in high school, and I was, all about the metal stuff. But at the same time, a Genesis song would come on, I'd sing all the words to it,
Right.
and all the way back to, Elvis stuff, Roy Orbison, all that stuff that all these guys were like, why are you listening to that? And it's like, well, that's why we're listening to this, because these guys did that first and it turned into this. And I still, to this day, I'll sing along with an Iron Maiden song. And I have a mega playlist that plays on I use Android Auto in the car, and I have a mega playlist. And you might have a Metallica song or an Iron Maiden song or something, and the next song might be Cyndi Lauper, Time After Time.
Right.
I'm singing
Time
along with
After
that
Time
one.
is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, that's my favorite song by her for sure. It's a great song. But I listen to everything, and I still remember. And I'm still a little mad at the guy. I went down to the concert. There was a concert down at the Arizona State Fair, and I took one of my metalhead friends with. Well, it was a Howard Jones concert, and I don't know. Did you listen to Howard Jones when he came out?
No.
And I was like, I loved Howard Jones. I still do love Howard Jones, but he was synth pop kind of stuff. You probably have heard some of his songs, and you just didn't
I'm sure. Right.
One of his big songs was "Things Can Only Get Better," and they'd call it the "Whoa Whoa" song because he had that whole "Whoa Whoa 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 Whoa."
Oh, yeah,
whoa,
yeah.
whoa. That's Howard Jones. 4 songs in, my buddy's like, "Why are we here? This guy fucking sucks. Let's get out." And he just wouldn't stop, so we ended up leaving. And I'm like, I shouldn't have brought you with.
Yeah.
He's the same dude. He had a mental breakdown when David Lee Roth left Van Halen and they announced that Sammy Hagar was coming in. And he just, oh my God, if Sammy Hagar even touches a guitar, I'll never listen to Van Halen again. There's no, and I'm like, dude, calm down. Sammy is not joining the band to take over the guitar parts. He's joining to sing. But yeah. But yeah, Megan Love, Everlasting Love was a good song. Things Can Only Get Better was a good one, popular one. Oh my gosh. I can't think of the name of the song. There's one of his slow songs that he used to play, and I used to play that on the piano and sing along with it. But now I can't hit the high notes as good. But I am getting older. I'm finding out why John Bon Jovi doesn't sing the songs he used to sing in the 80s the same. Because it is getting harder to hit those notes. Yeah. What did I miss here? Love Tower Jones, Everlasting Love. Derek, I don't talk about that part of my life. What? Burning Ambition. I missed some stuff up here. Yeah. Genesis is cool, said Michael. I agree. I agree. Also, why I decided not to include Cherry Pie. I don't know if that has a reference, or are you talking about Cherry Pie by Warrant? Great video. Yeah. I remember my nephew, he stumbled across Warrant when he was a young teenager, and he said, dude, I heard this band. You might have heard them. I think they were from the 80s. They're called War Rant. And I'm like, that's not two separate words. It's one word, Warrant. He goes, oh, yeah, there isn't a space in there, is there? But he said, but War Rant sounded badass. I'm like, well, yeah, that's not the name of the band.
I think I told the story before, but in the 90s, I'm stationed in North Dakota. They used to have a big festival every summer. It was a 80s rock festival. They'd get the old 80s bands there called Rockin' the Hills. And a guy that worked in my shop, he was a douchebag. I mean, he was straight up a douchebag. But he went into town, him and a couple of the other guys, and they're shooting pool at a bar. He came back there telling us story after the weekend. He said, they start playing against these other guys that just came walking in. And this kid, like I said, big-time douchebag, he looks at the guy and he's like, you look like that motherfucker from Warrant. And the guy says, that's because I am that motherfucker from Warrant. You're shooting pool with him.
Oh, wow.
So he thought he was being a smartass with him, but it really was him. So
It really was him. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't get to go to a lot of concerts, or I just didn't go, partly because I'm cheap. Like Kelly said a few times, she'll be like, hey, Iron Maiden's going to be playing in El Paso, or Metallica, but shoot, those older bands, you're talking a couple $100 a seat. It's crazy. And of course, my buddy Rob, that you remember Rob, my friend that won that Nintendo thing, I think he said he saw Maiden 7 times. But It was back in the 80s when you'd pay $25, $30.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're a dick. I've never seen them. But the only big concert I went to was it was the Sammy Hagar era Van Halen, whatever you want, Van Hagar, if you want to call it that. And Vince Neil was opening, but he wasn't with Motley Crue. It was when he was by himself. And I don't know if you ever heard his album, that solo album he released. He had some really good songs. And we were waiting in line to get in the stadium when they were doing their sound check. And they started playing the beginning of the opening song on the album. And it was just jamming. We're like, dude, this is going to kick ass. And I thought he did a great job. And then I saw Howard Jones at the State Fair for 4 songs. And then I got tickets to an outdoor festival. And they were selling tickets for $5 a ticket for this outdoor festival down at the radio station in Phoenix. Well, that was a 100-mile drive to get down there. So I sent a letter to the DJ and said, hey, how do I get these tickets? I'm up in Prescott. How can I get the tickets? I can't go to the station. I can't go to the van where you're selling them. Can I just send you a check or to the station? He sent me 6 tickets to the festival. Right. And he's like, have a great time. So I took my buddy that wanted to go, and I took my dad with, and I still had 3 tickets. And I was like, well, we'll find someone in the parking lot, just give them away. But Candlebox was
oh, nice.
They were the headliner of that. And they had just came out. You weren't hearing much of them on the radio, but it was probably their first national tour. And I'll always remember that because we were sitting on this outdoor stadium, and there was a line of 3 people in front of us, probably college kids. My dad says, "What the heck's that smell?" And I said, "The people in front of us are smoking weed." And the dude heard me, and he turns around to my dad. He's like, "You want some?" No, I was just wondering what that smell was. And like half an hour later, my dad's like, "How did you know that was weed when you smelled that?" I'm like, well, you've smelled it now. Do you think you'll ever mistake that smell? He goes, that is kind of a unique smell, isn't it? But he probably thought he had me on something. But to this day, I've still never smoked weed. But you don't have to smoke weed to know what weed smells like. but let's see. Charging his Bluetooth because he usually gets about an hour jamming before. Yeah, Pose had to switch off of his too.
Yeah.
Saw the same concert at Riverbend, Cincinnati. Vince opened there as well. Loved Vince's solo album. I just added, I don't know how I missed it, but just I think 2 weeks ago, I added a bunch of songs off of that Vince Neil album to our Super Mega Mix that we listened to in the car. I love that song, You're Invited, But Your Friend Can't Come. That's a brilliant song. Sister of Pain, that's my nickname for Mike's mom. Let's see.
Yes, Cass, I listen to Far Behind probably at least once a week on the way to or from work. Go listen to that song.
I do too, but it's on my Super Mega Mix, and it's from my live stream when I did the karaoke version.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I have that on my Super Mega Mix. It'll play and it's funny because in the beginning I'm just kind of talking about stuff and it's really quiet. So I'm like, what is going on? I turn it up and then it's me. I'm like, oh shit. I also in that mix I have all my Always April songs on there from when I played in the band. So they show up too. Megan, The Road to Nowhere Leads to Me. That's Ozzy. That's not Candlebox. We're dangerously close to being a vinyl show again. We're getting there. We are getting there. Yeah. You're Invited, But Your Friend Can't Come is awesome on the Encino Man soundtrack. Yeah.
Have you ever listened to 99 Problems by Hugo? Not the rap version, but Hugo's 99 Problems.
I have not.
That is an excellent tune, man. Like he redid, but it almost sounds like a Western type. Yeah, when the show's done, you got to take a listen to that. It's friggin' awesome.
I'll look that one up. Yeah. Send me a thing because I know how my memory is. I got a mind like a steel trap. Everything that goes in it gets mangled. But yeah. At least it's staying retro. That's true. Car talk to cooking to pinball to vinyl. You never know where this show's going to go. But anyway, Shutdown plays Far Behind by Candlebox in the band he plays with. Nice. You got any recordings of that Shutdown? I would be very, very interested in hearing that. Not sarcastically either.
Yeah, I would love to hear it.
If you have a recording of that would be awesome. And if you want to hear my version, you can go back on my channel to probably, 3 years ago? 3.5 years?
Yeah, probably about 3 years ago.
And you'll find my karaoke version Far Behind by Candlebox.
That's a song. I mean, it's got a great sound, but great meaning too. And unfortunately, probably most of us nowadays have a friend or somebody that went due to mental illness or drug use or something like that. So it really hits hard, I think, the older you get.
Yeah.
So this is the part of the show where I bring everybody down. And then
yeah, it's a great song. That's one of my go-tos at karaoke. But again, that one gets harder to do as I'm getting older too. Some of those notes, but yeah, that one and comfortably numb. That was another of my go-tos at karaoke. And one of the funniest things that happened after a couple years up there at Cuddy's at the campground, we would do karaoke on Saturday nights, and especially when I was managing, I could just walk up at any time. You had the wait list for karaoke, and I just go up and say, I'll go next, and I'll do Comfortably Numb. I just work my way in. And one of the funnest things I would do is if I saw some girl go up there, I say girl, but grown woman, we're not going Epstein. I'd see a lady go up and do a singing, and if she seemed like she had the right tone and all that stuff, I would just walk up to her later, and I'd be like, hey, you want to do what is it from Greece? Shoot, not You're the One That I Want, the other one, Summer Lovin' Thing or whatever. Summer.
Oh yeah.
Had me a blast. I'd be like, you want Summer Nights? Is that what it's called? But I'd say, you want to do that song from Greece? And they'd be like, I guess we could do that. And then I would walk up to the guy that ran it and say, okay, me and her are doing Summer Nights next. And then he would announce it, and the girl would be like, oh, I guess we're doing it now. So I do that with random people. But yeah, Candlebox, Far Behind, Comfortably Numb. And then I do some Elvis songs and some Roy Orbison songs and stuff like that. But
my oldest brother would do karaoke. He would do ZZ Top's, what is it, LaGrange? Is that what it's called? Yeah. He sounded just like it too. He'd be like, That's best. He would do Best by Kiss every time too.
I got comments because, and like I know you do, It's a Wonderful World, or What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong. I would do that too from time to time, but I got a lot of comments about, man, you did like 6 different artists and you always sound like the person. It doesn't sound like you doing them. It's and so that's what I tried. But one of our friends, I don't think they were Pink Floyd fans, right? Before that. And I did Comfortably Numb, like they saw me do it half a dozen times. And then one time he said, man, I was listening to the radio and that song came on and I thought they were doing it wrong because it wasn't you. I'm like, well, it should sound close because I'm trying to emulate that. But he said, no, I didn't want to listen to it because it wasn't you singing it. I'm like, well, you should have gave it a shot. They did a pretty good job with that song. But
that Wonderful World, it was I took it a totally different direction that time. I sent it to you guys. I did Louis Armstrong and Willie Nelson singing it together since they both had their own versions of that song.
Right. Yeah. But I think the first time I did it in the Louis Armstrong voice, people were snapping their head like, what the and at that time I didn't even know all the words and stuff. And I'm like, of course it's karaoke, so the words were up there, but I wasn't exactly sure how it was. I knew some of the parts, but not others. And Kelly said it was about 4 years ago when I did that. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I was thinking the same thing. I was talking to Gaming Road Warrior was talking about Alien Syndrome, and I'm like, oh, I did a video on that a couple years ago, and then I looked at it and it said like 4 years. I'm like, holy crap, it's been that long already. I don't know.
That's insane. Yeah. So, but that was fun. I did that karaoke thing 3 or 4 times, I think, and I would just go live, sing whatever. But yeah.
Oh, here's another story on that too. Going back to my old videos. Ballistic reached out to me the one day. He was having opcode on, Ed on there, and he said, "Hey, can I put your gameplay footage of the 7800 Popeye on my video?" And I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." Well, it happened to be on the other night. I watched the replay. The clip that he put in of me was from the very beginning. My music from the intro into me talking it to me. He never even got to my gameplay in the clip that he put in there. It said, "For Mr. Poestyle's gameplay, check out his video in the description below." So it's like he just started. He must have just clipped the recording. It's like, oh crap! I got one of Poe's long intros again.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. All right. Well, what do you think? You want to wrap her up?
Yeah, I'm
After
ready.
this music section.
My head's been going for a little bit here. I'm ready to lay it down.
Yeah, we cleared the 2-hour mark, so that's all right. That's all right. So the Watchford Pose video, you got that video coming at some point with the plunger, right?
Yeah, I just got to do the voiceover. I don't think I'll get to it tonight. I got 17% left on my phone, and that's plugged in. So
Yeah. Mike's still here, but my comments aren't about music. I'm missing a lot of comments. Sorry, people. When we get talking about some stuff, I miss a lot. Yeah, so here we are Sunday night. Of course, we'll be here next Sunday night. Tomorrow night, look for Pierre, and then leading into Casey's show, the Intellivision Gamer, best Intellivision show around you're going to find. Tuesday night, Pierre again will be doing a lead-in to Mike and Phil on the Retro Bliss Rewind. They're doing their show, which is Casey's 8 o'clock Eastern. So is Mike and Phil. They are on at 8 o'clock Eastern on Tuesdays. Wednesday night, me and Greg do our pinball show. Wednesday night, that's the same time as this show, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern is when we do that. And I don't know of anything. I don't really watch a whole lot on Thursdays and Fridays. So, and then Saturday during the day, Mike's Gaming Gala has his gameplay live, 2 p.m. Eastern. I always watch that when I'm at work. So check out all that stuff. And then there's videos in between. Check out all the channels in the description.
yeah, we'll be watching Megan and Derek Friday afternoon.
That's right, Friday afternoons. Yeah, Megan and Derek have their show on Friday afternoons. That's true. And Megan will be on this week with Mike and Phil on the Retro Bliss Rewind. So look for that. Links are in the description for all the channels I just mentioned for these live streams, and all of my videos have them all. So it'll be
eventually, if I have time. I mean, we talked about it. Good idea. Maybe I'll make a music video for our outro music there. Add a little bit more to it, and we'll put that up.
that would be fun. That would be fun. Night all. Have a great week. Be safe. Check your tires. Czechoslovakia, your tires. So, all right. I think that's it. I'm going to click.
We're almost to Easter. I gave up being hot for Lent, so now I can be hot again after next week. So
there you go.
Ladies, just saying.
There you go. There you go. So we'll see you next week for our big Easter special.
Big Easter special. Get there.
One of us is going to be dressed up as a bunny.
The other as an egg.
Yeah. We just haven't figured out who to invite on to wear the bunny costume, because it's not going to be either of us. It could be the pink bunny outfit from the Christmas movie.
Christmas story, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, here we go. I'm clicking it. Mike
Mike's
is not bald. So
he's bald.
He's bald.
If AI says you're bald, you're going to be there.
Yeah. AI doesn't lie. AI is always true. All right. We'll see it. Here we go. The part everybody waits for.
Thanks for stopping by, guys. We hope to see you next week.
Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid. Yeah, the retro game stories. You know what they did. From Atari to Zaxxon, every secret unwound. Best closing credits till the podcast is done.